Well, hi Lisa. Thanks for posting this draft. It's good to see your work. You know, this is a really ambitious project, more so than the face we're seeing really half the figure. This is just about head to waist. Now, here at the bottom, you'll see that I'm showing you some images by artist Chuck Close, and I also linked you to a couple of those in the assignment. Observe that he actually grids off his photo and then grids off his support on which he makes his art in the same proportion. So it might be, for instance, that your photo is 5 by 7, for example. You could just divide that in fourths, drawing a line vertically and horizontally, and then do the same thing with your page. And usually if I'm gridding the page for, say, a charcoal drawing, I'll do that at the beginning of the drawing. But I'll also do it in a harder pencil like a 2H or an HB, being careful not to press too hard because grooves in the paper would cause problems. But essentially you want really light lines. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because we haven't yet worked much on shoulders, arms, putting the whole figure together. And I think doing that might help you sort out some of those issues. Now, a couple of other things. I want you to look for shadow, excuse me, under the tip of the nose, the plane of the nose that's more or less parallel with the floor should be shadowed. It's not going to catch the light. Generally, light comes down from above, whether that's a light on the ceiling or the sun in the sky. And then also look for a cast shadow under the nose. What's going on is that your nostrils are very dark next to the underside of the nose that isn't shadowed, and that's making the nostrils look pronounced. Let's see. Golly, glasses are hard. I encourage you to look for reflections on the glasses. It might be that the lines that define the edges of the glasses aren't all dark. So be on guard there. You might wind up drawing a little bit with your kneaded eraser that's shaped to a fine point, or possibly the little eraser on the end of a pencil. Now, I want to say one last thing about the ear to the left. I was talking about this on somebody else's drawing recently. Think of the ear as being set back on the head. And I noticed that that ear is a little bit in shadow, which is good. So the ear is a feature that sits further back on the head, and I'd like you and others to treat it in a manner that employs atmospheric perspective. Okay, so atmospheric perspective, we haven't properly covered that in class. If you are near to something in the landscape, it's going to look detailed and focused. But if you look far away to a mountain, for example, the values will be muted, there will be less contrast, and detail will be unapparent. So while that idea is very evident in the landscape, it's not so evident in the face when we regard the face, but you can apply the idea with success for making a portrait drawing. So what I'm saying to you is maybe this ear on the left has too much contrast. The interior of the ear is very dark, so that against the lighter areas is causing the ear to seem to come forward. It's in high contrast. Things that are contrasty appear near to us. So try maybe darkening the light areas and removing a little bit of the detail to let that ear sit back.